Greetings and salutations, folks. Oh, hold up. Welcome back to Death Stranding, where we now have to log back online, because that always happens in between the last time I play the game and this time. And so I looked up what I'm supposed to do, and I'm apparently supposed to read my email. I've been skipping that. Oh, It looks like there have been multiple, would you speak to Mama for me? Good news, Sam. That antimatter bomb should stop the tower from spreading. Thanks for that. You really saved our bacon. I wasn't able to connect the Cupid, though. Loch Ness stepped in to stop me. She might not be in Bridges anymore, but she still calls the shots around here. Wasn't much I could do after that. It's not like I could ignore her. You know, she's changed a lot since Mama got caught up in all that terrorism stuff. Stands for reason, of course, what with their relationship. Still, even if it's not my place, I gotta ask, could you go and talk to Mama about it? I've got a feeling they could patch things up if they just started speaking to each other again. Okay. So he's left some supplies in the private locker.
Feels good.
Which is definitely going to be useful because apparently I have to go all the way back here. Or all I have to do is go back up to the distribution center north of here. And then use a fragile jump to get to the South Knot City. But what did he leave me? He left me climbing anchors and bridges boots. He left me like, okay, let's get out of here. Because we have a long... You know, I was complimenting how this game did backtracking just now, but really, it's too bad I can't just climb over this mountain. In the last episode, I was like, oh, well, it handles backtracking pretty well, because you can just... Because there's always things that it has you do in between here and there. And then it's like, no, you need to go all the way around. All the way around. Which means going back to the same rivers that got me to drop all of my guns. Also past the terrorist cells there, and the terrorist cells there, and yeah, it looks like I'm probably going to want to just head north of here to the distro center, and then use Faith. For some reason, I want to call her Faith. Use fragile transportation to take me the rest of the way. Because this just feels like it's going to be a journey, and that's it.
There we go.
It's kind of like the opposite of like a joke that I saw online on the Hard Times website. The joke they made was like there's a special longer edition of oh, also I have no cargo, nor do I have a bomb, so I might as well just run. Is this snow or ash? Timefall snow will drastically accelerate the passive time for anything it touches. Just like ordinary, timefall cargo containers will deteriorate if they come in contact with snow. Okay, good to know. But there's the joke where it's like Red Dead Redemption 2, the long version, is just the same as the regular version, except they made the horses slower. So, like, an alternate take on the same joke, Red Dead Redemption 2, the long version, is the same as the regular version, they just made everything farther away from each other. And I feel like that's what's going on right now, is that the path that I take, like, everything is just far away from each other. And to be fair, at some level, that is the gameplay. That is the game. Is navigating these lengthy distances. You are a delivery man. You must make deliveries across large distances. Can I cross this river without floating away? The answer is yes. Maybe. Do I have a ladder on me? I do. Who knows? Maybe somebody will see my ladder and they will be thankful. What is all of this, though? Like, all of these structures over here. Like, what was this? Problem. I suppose the question of what was this is generally easily followed by BTs. Do I even want to bother with this area? Because this mountain is probably just going to get in my way anyway. It's definitely interesting. I've got to say that much. Also, I clearly need to drink some of that monster from my canteen, because my stamina, my maximum stamina is really, really low. No, 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 nope. Okay, there we go. Huh. I wonder if walking in snow... Well, obviously it makes you slower, but does that also make more noise? Or maybe what were these? Are these things that I'm looking at? Are they essentially like the raw support structures of buildings that are no longer there? Oh. Is this even climbable terrain? Well, I guess I am plodding my way through it. Slowly but surely. turning this game into a little bit like Skyrim, kind of. Let's stop. Regain stamina. Or at the very least, like the parts of Skyrim. Damaged truck. Oh, okay. So that was the truck that I had driven and abandoned because it was jiggling the atomic bomb, or the antimatter bomb, a little bit too much. So nothing I need to worry about. Do I have to worry about weather? Do I need to worry about how cold Sam gets? I don't think so. They didn't really mention anything yet about temperature being a thing. But at the same time, it wouldn't really surprise me if it suddenly did become a thing. Alright, I have made it past...
Someone's happy.
Past the BTs, still climbing upward. For some reason, this seemed like the best route, or I suppose the more interesting route. I don't know if it's actually the best route. Like, clearly this is going to be undrivable terrain. Like, I wouldn't have been able to take the trike up here. Like, but I wonder if I just was not even intended to go in this direction at all, and that I'll eventually kind of lead to a wall which I cannot cross. At the very least, though, I won't have to worry about mules, or terrorists, or, now that I've crossed that threshold, BTs. I can't say I've ever done mountain climbing myself. I don't know if I necessarily have an interest in it. Like, maybe one day? But I don't think I would really be particularly good at it. Oh no, my PCC2 almost ruined. By timefall. Now I have done the rock wall climbing thing, the gym rock wall climbing thing, at a Renaissance fair once, and that was a lot of fun. Also terrible on my arms, as the bola gun, my stuff. Damn you, timefall, snow. Although, to be fair, that bola gun was getting a little old. And shabby. But yeah, I did that once at the Renaissance Fair. Exhausted my arms in the process. Because I'm not exactly the most physically fit individual. But it was still a good time. And that would be something I would like to get in shape to do. Hold on. Is there an actual thing here? Is this a Like, a friend of mine had mentioned there was like there was a camp I could have gone to before I went on the boat. But this seems like it is an unlisted camp in the middle of nowhere. Let us make our way over this ridge and see for ourselves. Huh. Yes, it is. And I don't see it on the map. Let's see who's staying out here in the middle of nowhere. Mountaineer.
Beginning scan. Weapons restriction. Beginning scan. Weapons beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Fragile Express ID verified. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
Oh. So many steps. Snow so deep. There we go. Have I been crouch walking this entire time? And there's nobody here. And there's nothing in storage. And there are no deliveries. But it's on the map. So at least there's that. You know, I wonder if my pace was just so particularly slow, also because I've been crouch walking this entire time. Yeah, I've been like, ugh, yeah. And that's, I think, because I forgot about the fact that I was crouching from when I had been dealing with the BTs. And just never stopped. Alright. Now we can make some real progress. I think there's a zip line way over there. At least I'm getting my steps in. No doubt. Sam Porter Bridges is somebody I would never consider worrying about whether or not he's getting his steps in. Although that would be something that I feel that I would need to worry about if I ever actually leave my current job. Of which I have not really talked really much on my channel, and that's probably not going to change. But I suppose for the purposes of this story, I walk a lot of steps on a day-to-day basis. Like, a full day is usually probably, according to my phone at least, like a good 10 miles of steps. Huh, what is it telling me about now? So, like, I've seen people who've left my place of work, and there's something very common in regards to their experience, and that is they tend to gain a little bit of weight. Because their new jobs generally don't require them to move around as much, and they just need to get more steps in. And I feel as if I ever actually do leave said job, that is something I would definitely need to be concerned about, is that I'd actually have to start doing exercise. Well, not to say that I shouldn't start doing exercise anyway. I'm not going to be climbing any mountains in my current condition. let alone carrying hundreds of kilograms of cargo after the Death Stranding arrives. Materials almost ruined by timefall. Ladder. So basically, I've taken the scenic route, and the scenic route is continually ruining all of my things. Hold on. Yeah, Bola Gun's almost done. PCCs, oof. I might as well just, I can recycle them for materials. Like, there's always that. Ooh, chiral crystals.
That's a big one.
In the middle of nowhere. I feel as though my maximum stamina has gone down. Let us drink some more Monster Energy. And carry on with this trek through the mountains. I just feel like I don't, the main reason that I don't necessarily exercise on habit is that I'm not very good at developing habits myself. Of any sort. Positive or negative.
Sam, he's our man.
If he can't finish this cheer, then... But, like, consider the entire act of mountain climbing in general. Like, I don't consider myself... Like, I don't think I would really be interested in, like, climbing Mount Everest, for example. Especially considering the fact that Mount Everest has become the garbage pile that it has due to mountain climbers who've just littered their stuff. Mountain climbers who have littered their literal shit all across the mountain. Mountain climbers who have died and their corpses cannot be moved. Like, that is a mountain that I don't need to prove myself for. Other people have already done it. They have come back from doing it. And that's great. Personally, the only height that I would really be interested in is skyward. The kind of height that requires a specific sort of vehicle to transport yourself. The kind of height that would require a person to go into space. Which is one of the most probably disappointing things that I've had to come to terms with in my life. Is that I will very, very likely... The odds are definitely not in my favor that I will actually go into space. And if I did, what would I even do there? I'm not an astronaut. I'm not a scientist. I could write in zero gravity. That sounds like an interesting time. But that's probably not going to happen. Also, I just realized that my stamina keeps going down. My maximum stamina. So eventually I will need to rest in a private room because it'll become eventually impossible for Sam to do anything of rigorous activity. But I believe I am coming up on the weather station, and the weather station is near a private room. But anyway. There's the zip line I'm looking for. But yeah, I would like to go into outer space. But there's this very specific meme that I remember seeing once before. And the meme goes something like, We were born too late to explore the planet. Too early to explore the stars. But just in time for dank memes. So there's that at least. There's that I can fall back on. It looks like there's some chiral crystals underneath the snow over here. Let us grab them.
Nice.
But I also wonder what the draw is in regards to going to space. Aside from the fact that you're in space, which is already awesome. But consider all the things that you haven't, like I haven't seen on Earth. And the big dream isn't necessarily to see everything on Earth. The big dream is to go out, to leave Earth behind, and see everything beyond it. But then again, if you could explore space, if you could explore the galaxies beyond the Milky Way, then there is an infinite number of things that you can do. Whereas on Earth, there is only it is finite, but probably still more than a person can do in their entire lifetime. Safely. It would be neat to explore the bottom of the sea, but I'm not ready for that kind of pressure. And what is this plant over here doing? Sandalweed. Oh, yeah, okay. Nope, I'm not gonna take it. No, my PCC level 2 ruined by timefall. But let's see where this zipline actually takes us. And if I can safely get to this zipline. And if I could figure out how to use this zipline because I've never used it before. Hopefully it gets us to the bottom of the mountain. Which would be a... Oh, no, stop. Alright, let's get a little bit more balance in our life because we are on a slippery slope here. Sir. Your zip line is at a very odd angle. And I worry that I will accidentally throw myself off of the mountain trying to get to you.
Well,
alright. Yeah, he seems pretty cold.
up and at 'em.
There are no connecting zip lines. Great. That's fine. That's just fine, really. Because this way station north of Mountain Knot City, there's an online safe house. It'll be easy. It's going to be, no dumping. Alright. I'll try not to dump. Oh, they don't want anybody dumping cargo down there. You know, this would not be a bad place to lose your balance, at least for a little bit. Plus, I'm not really carrying anything worth bringing around anyway, considering the fact that most of my stuff was damaged in the timefall. That said, I feel as though this route, this scenic route that I have taken, is probably not preferable. There we go. Considering how long it has taken. There you go. Have I left any cargo behind? No, I have not. Okay. Like, it probably would have taken a little bit of time to sneak past the terrorists. It may have taken a little bit of time to run from the terrorists. There may have been some danger involved there. But at the very least, this has allowed me to kind of like explore areas of the game that I probably would not have seen if I only took the most direct routes. Oh, hold on. It looks like somebody has left a some climbing rope. Excellent. And then we've got the weather station over here. So that essentially enabled us to skip over the rivers and the terrorists on our way back. Although I suppose it also skipped over the Fragile Express, which was my plan in the first place. But I would have lost my cargo, and if I used it would have to be stored in the private locker there. But like, I probably could have just taken the Fragile Express back, and then picked up my cargo when I got back. Also, but I'm not really carrying that much stuff, so either way, let's stay in this private room. Now that it looks like we've reacquired, we've crossed back onto territory I've already been. And look, there's even a trike there for me, ready to be ruined like all of my other vehicles.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome.